introduce the next speaker to anybody in here. So all I am going to say is that him Banya, him father Banya, him grandmother Banya, him grandfather Banya. Help me welcome the Prime Minister of Jamaica.
Say I'm on Banya and I na leave ya. Figo a UK. No way, sir. Me pata boil ya. Me belly full ya. Sweet Jamaica.
My father is. I was born in a 2-bedroom boardhouse. My father is still a farmer.
Hold it. I don't come here if you don't mix up, you know. Is it?
Clifton Blake, we need you. Emergency, please. Clifton Blake.
So, my family in Southwest St. Elizabeth, it is my great pleasure to be with you this evening. This meeting feels like a rally. It feels like the campaign start. The kind of energy that is here. But let me put this meeting into context. This meeting is called to honor our workers. People who have contributed to the party. One man told me he's been working for the party for 62 years when he came up on stage here. Persons have come to collect certificates for their family members, their father and mother who can't come, they are wheelchair bound. This meeting is for the workers of the party. Everyone who is here is a worker. Whether you are an indoor agent, outdoor agent, runner, scrutineer, canvasser, activist, but there is another category of worker that is emerging in our politics. And that person is called the social media warrior. You stand up in the public square on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, WhatsApp group, and you defend your party. When them tell all of the lies, you are there to counteract it. And you are there to take the good news and propagate it right across the country. So we are here tonight to say to all of you who work for the party, thank you. Thank you for your years of unbroken service. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your dedication. Our campaign has not yet begun. This is just the warm-up. We have to get our soldiers ready in the frame of mind. And to get you into that frame of mind, we have to put behind us any little grouse, disgruntlement, discord. Some people were demotivated. Some people just simply tired. But for this army to get up and fight for what we have achieved, to keep this train on track, everyone must be on board. All hands on deck. So this meeting is to speak to the workers, you, all of you here. It is now time to come on board. Get ready. Get your mind in gear. Work time is nigh. And as I thought about what I would say to you tonight, and I want you to listen to me carefully, I'm not going to stay long. But a scripture came to mind, and I want you to listen to it very carefully. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 10. Wherefore the rather, brethren, brothers and sisters, friends, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. I want all of my workers to internalize that and think on it. Brethren, give diligence. You know what that means? Pay close attention. Work at it to make your calling and election sure. So we're not going to play any games with what we have to do. We're not going to rush what we have to do. We're going to go through all the steps, all the processes, all the procedure. We're going to talk to all our workers because we're not going to take no risk and take no chance. We are going to be diligent as a party. We have worked too hard. We have created too much. We have achieved so much. No other government in the history of Jamaica can boast the achievements that the Jamaica Labour Party can boast going into an election. Never before in our history can a government face the public with achievement. In previous elections, governments weren't campaigning on what they achieved. They were campaigning on what they promised to achieve. But this government can campaign on what we have achieved. And you all must be very proud of what you have achieved, because it is your work, it is your effort, it is your support that has made it possible for this government to achieve all that it has achieved. And I just want to remind you of some important things that we have achieved. In 2016, when we took over the government, unemployment was somewhere in the region of between 13 and 15%. Presently, unemployment is at 3.5%. Jamaica is totally different when it comes to young people finding work. When we took over, the murder rate per 100,000 was somewhere in the region of about 45 to 49 per 100,000. Currently, the murder rate, if you annualize it, is somewhere in the region of between 25 and 29%. Meaning we have literally cut the murder rate almost in half. So Jamaica in 2016 is not the same as Jamaica today. When we took over, the national debt was 130% of GDP, somewhere in that region. Today, the national debt is about 68% of GDP. Again, we have almost cut it in half. We have had 10 budgets, and not once have we gone into your pocket and take out more taxes. We are the only government that can say we have gone 2 terms and we have never placed a tax package on the people of Jamaica. So 2016 to now, 2 different things. 2 different things. And we can go on and on and on with achievements. One achievement I want to point out to you. In 2016, when we took over, in a parish that was usually referred to as the Forgotten Parish, St. Thomas, there was a factory there that used to produce tire and supply Jamaica and the Caribbean region. The factory closed for many years. For almost 30 years it stayed here. Nothing happened to it. I drive there one day and I see it and I said, you know, this place could make a good town center. And we started work. And a few days ago, I was able to open the Morant Bay Urban Center. A whole new town.
Labor right! Ready! Let's welcome.
Why am I going through these in detail, itemizing them? It is important that you are empowered with knowledge, because this election is a battle for the truth. This is the first election that we are going to have in the era of full-blown social media. In 2016, we were just starting in social media. In 2020, pandemic, not too much to do. But now, almost all of you have a phone. Almost all of you are on TikTok. Almost all of you looking at the WhatsApp group and seeing the messages circulating. Almost all of you on YouTube. You know, I see my mother spend so much time on YouTube. And I know many of you do it, and listen to the stupidness sometimes that they put on it. And you come away with it, believe in it. Even our labor rights. So we have to start within our own organization to say to you, the truth is out there. Let me help you to find where the truth is. And when I stand here and speak, I am only giving you the facts. I'm not here to cuss anybody. I don't come here and call nobody name. I don't come here come tell lie on anybody. I stick to the facts. Why do I do that? I do that because the scripture I just read, it tell you, if you want to make your calling and election sure, there are some things that you need to do. You have to be godly. You have to be loyal and trustworthy. You have to have brotherly kindness. You have to love each other. And most of all, you have to have respect for people. If you respect your voters, if you respect your supporters, then how can you go on a platform and tell them lies? Mislead them. It is because you disrespect them. It is because you don't respect their understanding. That's why you choose to mislead them. So whatever we are going to do on our campaign, we are going to be factual. We are going to be truthful with the people. We are going to be honest with the people. We have no reason to lie to the people. We have no reason to mislead the people. Because we have an enviable record of achievements and performance. Our work will speak for us. Now, you, as the workers of the party, must carry that work out there to the people. And I want you to be armed with the information, because that is how we are going to make, whenever we call it, sure to be elected. You see that? It is when you are armed with the information, when you go back into your communities, when you talk with your neighbor, you talk with your church sister. A few days ago, I was with Slowly, Northeast. I was in Santa Cruz, and we went into the bus park. And a taxi man, I don't know if it's a taxi man, but he's in the taxi business, and him say, Prime Minister, and me alone in the park, you know, and me take on the PMP and cuss them off when them come with them lie and them nonsense. And that is how each of you have to be strong and take them on and confront them with them lie. Because when you tell them what we have done compared to what they have done, them shame. Them shame. And them very slick. Very slick. Because they come with an argument. Listen to this argument now, to show you the lie and deception. When murder was going up, them are the first one to curse the government and say the government nah do nothing. The government is to be blamed. Murder start to go down now. What them say? Government can't take no credit for that. Yeah, you see the lie? You see the deception? As if to say that you can't see. That's what them come and tell you, you know. That's what them tell their own supporters, and their own supporters come and say, "Chow, the government can't take no credit for that. And the police are do it." And somehow no believe. That's a strategy they use to try to diminish the performance of the government. But you as workers need to be armed with the facts. So why the police never do it before all along by themselves? Where the vehicle come from? Where the new police station them where we build come from? Where the new communication system come from? Where the station record system come from? We increased the number of police from about 9,000 to 14,000 police at its establishment for the first time. Where all of them new policemen they come from? But yet, them tell for them worker, if you go talk amongst themselves and go into the market and say, the government can't take credit. But worse than that, them get them operatives to write article in the papers to say government can't take credit for that. What kind of nonsense? In any other country, the performance of the government would logically be ascribed and be the basis on which people vote. But in our country, we have some people who are intellectually dishonest and will seek to mislead people because they don't respect them. I want to give you a fact that you must pay attention to. It's important. Since we have become the government, we have increased the spending on national security 3 times over. I want you to understand that. Between 2008 and 2015, the total spend on national security was $26 billion over 8 years. $26 billion. Since 2016 to 2024, your government has spent $87.07 billion Jamaican dollars on national security. No, education time now. We hold that. In 1 year, we spent $19.5 billion on national security. On average, the PNP, when they were in power, spent something like $2 to $3 billion on national security. So who is really spending and ensuring that you are safe? Who is really spending and improving our security forces? Who is really putting the money where it matters? The government made the decision that we are going to spend on improving security, and we did that with a program called Plan Secure Jamaica. And under that program, we increased the numbers in the JDF. When we got it, it was about 6,000 or 7,000 members of the JDF. JDF is now close to 10,000. We increased the numbers in the JCF. We established MOCA as an independent entity and properly resourced it. We increased the spending on scanning containers and pallets coming in to customs. So now we are finding the guns that are coming in. We increased the training of our policemen in forensic, in investigation, in intelligence gathering. When you look at the JCF today, and you see how them stand up in them uniform, and you see how they conduct investigations rapidly. Certain crimes used to commit, man not get catch. No, all of those big crimes where you see the police catch them very quickly because we have increased their ability and their capabilities. So you, as the workers of the Jamaica Labour Party, must be armed with this information. That it is your government, your party, that has spent 3 times more than what was spent before. In the 10 years before us, the 8 years before us, them spent $20 billion. And since our time, we spent $87 billion, 3 times more than what was ever spent. It is our government that is equipping the police, improving the capabilities of our national security. Why today we can say that murders are 42% lower today than they were same time last year. As a result of that, Jamaica is different today than it was last year. And that is how we make changes. And that is how we improve lives. Another one that you must pay attention to and you must be proud of. You would have heard the data given recently that poverty has been cut in half in Jamaica. And there are some people who will play upon the misunderstanding and say, them price not still high up supermarket. You talk about poverty gone down and food price still high. That might be the case. But what is it that we are talking about when we say poverty gone down? There is something called the poverty line. The minimum amount of goods that a household should consume. And if you consume below that, then you are considered to be poor. The minimum amount is somewhere in the region of about $280,000 worth of goods for a year. Before, approximately 16% of Jamaicans live at or below the poverty line. Today, only 8% of Jamaican adults live at or below the poverty line. So what that means is that more people have more money to live above the minimum poverty line. That is a massive achievement. And how did we do that? We increased the minimum wage 4 times. We move it from somewhere in the region of about $6,000. Now the minimum wage is $15,000. And you can expect that it will go up again. We increase the park benefit. We put on something called the social pension. And by the way, this is the only government to have ever given back to people who pay tax. Tax. We give you back some of the tax where you give it. Some of you got the benefit from what was called the reverse tax credit, where you got back $20,000 in your pocket. And that is how we have been working strategically in direct ways to have an impact on poverty. As workers of the party, these are statistics, data, information that you must have. So when them tackle you out there, you can tell them, say, my government reduced poverty to the lowest level it has been in over 30 years. And what is our objective? Our objective is to make sure that no Jamaican is below the poverty line. In other words, it is the objective of your government to remove absolute poverty from Jamaica. My commitment to you, your government's commitment to you, is that we are going to lift every single Jamaican out of absolute poverty. We are going to lift every Jamaican above the poverty line. That is what we're going to do. And we can do it. As we make the commitment that we are going to drive the murder rate down to below 800. And we're going to keep it there. We are going to make Jamaica safe again. So, I say to you, the workers, that we must make our calling and election sure. This meeting is a business meeting. This meeting is a thank you meeting. But this meeting is also about getting you mentally ready and prepared. An election can be called at any time. At any time. But we're not going to rush into an election. We're going to make sure that whatever information gaps exist, we correct them. We're going to make sure that our workers are prepared and motivated. We're going to make sure that you do your canvas. We're going to make sure that you do your house to house. We're going to make sure that all the people who you can't find on the voters list, that you go out there and check and find them. We're going to make sure that before you call an election, all our workers must touch base with the voters in their community. That is what we mean when we say we are going to make the calling of the election sure. So I am not in any hit or miss, any joke business. We have worked too hard to bring Jamaica to where it is to gamble and uncertainty. We have a choice. And I know that all of you here have made the right choice to choose Jamaica. To choose the Jamaica Labour Party. Now I urge you, our long-serving, hard-working, dedicated workers, to go out there now and become like the apostles. To go out there and campaign. Find your neighbor and explain to them why they must make the choice to vote for the Jamaica Labour Party. I urge you, the hard-working, dedicated workers of Southwest St. Elizabeth. You have a good MP. Come here, Floyd. You have a hard-working MP. Him love to party a little bit too much. But he means well. And he's working hard, I know it. He is diligent. And I know that Floyd will be victorious come whenever that election is called. So, I want you to keep your eyes and ears open. I want you to follow my social media page. Look out for the meeting them. Look out for the information that we put out. You will be able to read and see what is coming. You will get the fever and the spirit when it is coming. I don't have to tell you when the calling and election is sure. You will know when the spirit start to move through the Jamaica Labour Party as we move through the country with a message of hope. As we move Jamaica from poverty, we cut it in half to prosperity. God bless you. I love you.